I started watching this show, American show called Lost, and it is a very cool show. I guess my friends told me to watch it, but I don't watch TV. I don't really have TV. I am one of those. I only watch Shark Week kind of girls. So I started watching, and my friend said, "Timmy, it is a very complicated show," which I can appreciate because I like shows that make us feel like we're not smart enough to watch them. So I decided I will watch this show, and I will try to understand and give it into dumb people terms, even more dumb. So essentially, this is the first episode of Lost. If you're ready, bear with me now. So it sort of begins with a man laying on the ground of what would appear to be like an island. Am I right? He's getting up, and then like a dog appears. A dog. It's like yellow. And the guy's like obviously Bruce Wayne. And then he does something sort of strange. He's like, oh shit, I'm all bruised up. I can run. So he like gets up and fucking runs. Like, I'm running, I'm running. So he's running, right? Like in the middle of a fucking forest, he doesn't really know where he is. Just leaves and birds and shit. And then he has like a vodka bottle, which is it's pertinent to the story. And starts running, doesn't know where he is. He discovers he's on an island because there's water and sand and peacefulness. But it's not peaceful because he's not alone. And he sees there are other people there. It says there was like a plane crash. Plane crash. And there's other people there, and everyone is just screaming. Like there's this one chick in a miniskirt. She's like, "Ah! And so she's screaming because she's blonde and so suit guy takes the leadership role and he's like gonna save everyone. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm cool, I'm saving people, yeah. And so he saves some people. And the suited man is identified as Jack. We will call him Jack the Suited Man for now. Jack the Suited Boy Wonder is trying to save everyone, and I mean there's like a pregnant lady who like cannot do stuff, and a lady who can't breathe, and planes are just exploding like fire. Boom. And then there's like this is like 9 minutes and 38 seconds in, literally like there's all this action. And so Michael Bay could have directed this TV show. I'm just saying like this is the Michael Bay circa era like Transformer shit. So there's explosions everywhere. And so Jack is a doctor, and he sees this beautiful lady, of course, has to be a hot chick, right? Like girls like me don't get to be in Lost. And he's like, hey, will you stitch me up? Do you know how to sew? Do you ever sew? And so she's like, I know how to sew drapes? Question mark. And so she like has to sew here. It's here. Yeah, right here. Right here. And so she sews him up, and he tells them there's some, we'll get into that. Well, and then there's like another guy who's identified. Like, I'm just trying to give you guys the names, because the names I'm gonna fuck up all the time. But there's an Australian man named Charlie, and then there's a guy named Saeed, and they're like, hey, there's fire everywhere. We should make more fire. And so that's that. And then while they're making fire, like Boy Scouts, Jack and Kate are having a little bit of an emotional time. And Jack tells the woman an emotionally boring story, and it's beautiful touching. And he let the fear in. I just want he let the fear in, and he counts to five for fear. Five, one, two, three, four, five, and then he let the fear in. And then like there's like people who do weird shit when a plane crashes. Alright, like this lady's like painting her nails. They're like being really cavalier about it. And there's another person, Sam, and him and his woman are talking about chocolate. I don't know. Probably not important to the storyline. Maybe. And when I almost die, I fight with my boyfriend even more. I'm like, huh, we almost died. You know what? I don't care if Shannon is not any a lesbian. If she's a lesbian, whatever, you still can't text her because she might decide she doesn't want to be a lesbian anymore. That's what I do. like plane crashes, I don't give a shit. That's not an excuse. We're still fighting. And so there's some Asians, by the way, and they're like, this dude thinks it's a fucking game show. He's like, I don't care about the others. This is about us. We are in this together. Blah. And so he does that, and like, yeah, there's Jack and Kate, and suddenly, the island really like fucking noisy. Everyone's like, oh my god, what's that noise? It's like, there's like trees falling, and shit's happening, and everyone's just like, what is that noise? Like, and this lady's like, it sounds like I'm from the Bronx, and in the Bronx we got noise like that, and I'm like, okay. So there's like shit falling down everywhere, and like, then it's there's like a flashback, and like you see Jack on the plane talking to the lady that like almost needed a trach or whatever because she couldn't breathe, and she's all like, I'm afraid of planes, and he's like, I'm really good looking, don't worry, look at me. And so Sexy Man Jack is all like cavalier, and then it has another flashback, and we're back to the ocean, and then it's daytime again. I don't know. There's no concept of time in this television show. And so Jack and Kate decide it's like Adventure Time, and they need to find the cockpit of the plane because they need to get a radio so they can like get the fuck off this island because everyone has shit to do. You know, like American Idol is on at 8 p.m. They need to go. And so they all go, and like I guess Charlie comes, and he's like, yeah, I probably look familiar because I was in a band called Drive Shaft. And then, you know that dog? He's watching again. He's all like, I don't know. And Charlie's like super sketchy, so they get like back to the plane, and he like disappears in the bathroom. And if you remember, like when they were on the plane, Charlie was like running somewhere, and everyone's like, "No, you can't go, sir." And so Charlie is like fucking nowhere, and Kate and Jack find the pilot, and he's like alive. But then the noise comes back, and suddenly the pilot gets his shit wrecked. Like seriously wrecked. Like here's the window of the cockpit, and he fucking goes through it like big time. Sorry, my cat. Like to us. Well, anyway, so that is that, and they all run away. And of course, someone asshole gets stuck, Charlie, and Jack has to save him. And then Jack gets lost, bye, and Kate's like screaming, and she makes some like really fucked up faces, like, oh, Jack. And so they find Jack or whatever, like they find Superman, and suddenly Kate finds like pilot wings, like you know what I mean, and looks up. And what do their wandering eyes to appear? But a fucked up dead dude and stuff. He's in the tree. And then boom, all we see. So that's like the first episode. And it's done. And it was a very emotional 41 minutes and 28 seconds. And I felt it. I can't wait to watch the next episode with you guys. Bye.